Hey, good morning. This is Dr. Michelle Pedicola of Secrets of Life and Death and Second Chance Secrets. Again, sharing my sunrise diaries. It's wet this morning, although it didn't rain. It's actually the mist, the heavy fog of the San Francisco Bay Area. And so you might be able to see that the roads are actually wet. It's also Friday today. And I don't know about you, but Friday's always been an up day because you know that you're about to start the weekend. Now, I know that some of you may actually work on the weekend, and that's not true for you, but for all of us, we have grown up in the American school system where Friday is the start. It's just before the start of the weekend. You can just get through Friday and you have the weekend off. And so that whole sensibility about Friday is deeply ingrained in our bodies. Hey Virginia, thank you for watching. Welcome. So I'm talking today about resilience, about living in a way that helps you to meet the changing times. We are in a time of unprecedented change, and we need to learn to rely on our own intuition, our own sense of what is the right way to go. Unfortunately, we as children learn patterns or habits that have helped us survive, and then they don't work so well in the time of change. So for example, when I was a young child, I learned the pattern of people pleasing. I was the third daughter. My two older sisters were smarter, or seemed to be smarter. Certainly they had more skills because they had had a few more years in their lives than I did. But also, being the third child, sometimes parents are just really exhausted from dealing with two children. A third is, like the straw, more than they can bear. So I had this idea. I decided that I wasn't really wanted, and I developed this pattern of people pleasing in order to get the attention, love, appreciation, acknowledgement that I needed as a human child. Maybe you can relate to me. Maybe you have come from a large family where hi, good morning, where you've had to jostle for the attention of your parents. So that was me. And the problem with these patterns is that they work really well for a long time. But they prevent you from having that flexibility, that agility to adapt to change. In fact, when I kept on running into roadblocks, things that were getting in my way of getting what I wanted, I just adapted in becoming smaller. But as human beings, we're here to be resilient, to be resourceful, to grow. I didn't even know what growing meant. I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't even have the concept of what I wanted. I had the ability to really suss out what other people wanted. And that seemed good enough. My wants seemed irrelevant. In survival, you really need to know what your wants are. You need to be able to tap into your intuition. You need to tap into your higher mind. You need to utilize all the resources you can. Right now, we are in this pandemic, and you are getting a lot of different information, a lot of different people's ideas about how you need to be, how you need to take care of yourself. And you may just latch on to one that feels more consistent with what you believe. But I invite you to be, hey, good morning, thank you for joining. I invite you to be a little more curious, to read the studies, to make your own decision. Because nobody really knows. These are unprecedented times. Nobody really knows how you're supposed to act, what is going to be the best response to the pandemic. You want to take care of yourself. You want to be agile. So for example, this morning I came into the cemetery. I see there's a person walking up the road, and I'm feeling a little nervous about that because some woman decided to become the mask police and say, oh, you're not wearing a mask. Well, hello, look at this cemetery. Look, it's huge, right? It's absolutely huge, probably, I don't know, 10, 25 acres, right? And I see about a total of 5 people in the whole time that I'm here. I'm here to breathe fresh air. Normally I stay in my office all day long, breathing my own air. It's really, I believe, it's vital to get out into nature and breathe. So when I come close to a person, I make the point of getting out of their way, making sure that there's more than 6 feet distance between me and that person. But I don't wear a mask because I don't want to breathe my carbon dioxide. Because carbon dioxide is actually is what our bodies are always having to try. I'm going to move down a little bit because a person is coming here. Because carbon dioxide is what our bodies try and get rid of, not breathe. So resilience, being agile, being able to make your own decisions, being able to tap into your intuition. So I'm a life transformation coach, and I help motivational speakers, leaders, change makers to adapt to this new changing speaker environment, which right now is pretty much all online. How do you develop the new skills that you need to reach your audience online? And if that's you, if you are a coach or a healer and you have been attracting your clients through speaking, I invite you to join my group, my Facebook group, Share Your Brilliance trainings, and engage. Learn some cool tools about how you can stay more resilient, how you can better reach your audience. Now, I've been sharing these tips about how to stay resilient for everybody. We all need to find that place in ourselves that gives us that internal compass that gives us guidance, tapping into our higher resources, because ultimately it's just you. You are the only one who really knows what's right for you. But you have to stay agile, you have to stay aware, you have to not fall asleep. I was telling you a little bit before about my own pattern of people pleasing. It's not a resilient pattern. It put all my power out into the world, into the hands of other people. And I'm inviting you, I'm suggesting that this may not be the most agile way of living your life. That you are here to learn to listen to yourself. And, to take in the information from your surroundings. So it's an agility that both enables you to pay attention to everything that's going on around you and inside. And it's an inside and outside awareness. So mostly I've been talking about outside awareness, that is paying attention to what's going on, doing things differently, sort of to wake you up. But you also want to pay attention to what you're feeling inside. And a lot of us have learned to tamp down our emotions, to tamp down our feelings, to be good, to behave properly, and we cut ourselves off from a lot of, hey, good morning, thank you for joining. I'm talking about resilience and agility in living in a time of change. So you want to be both aware of what's around you on the outside, and you also want to be aware of what's going on inside, so that you can tap into your own awareness and resources and higher mind and creativity. So I was thinking about this morning about 2 examples. One was animals in a zoo and how they pace and they do repetitive behavior. That's because they're not being stimulated. They're bored and they're trying to self-stimulate, but it's not working very well. And then I remember another zoo that I went to a long, long time ago in Indianapolis, and it had a prairie dog town. And this prairie dog town was constantly being attacked or assaulted by peacocks. And we watched this prairie dog town, and what I saw was aliveness and alertness. The sentry being up there and chirping out the call of warning, all the prairie dogs scurrying to their holes, and they stayed alive and alert. But you can imagine that if you were in a zoo for a long time, you would lose that ability to be agile, to be alert, to know how to respond, to have that intuition of, oh, there's something coming. Well, in this time of lockdown, we may be losing some of that capacity ourselves. That's why I invite you definitely to get outside every day and walk and pay attention to your surroundings. And also check in with yourself every day and see what's going on. If you want to learn more about the work that I do, if you are a coach or a healer, a speaker, a motivational speaker, and you're trying to find out how to get your message out, how to get people to stay on your Facebook Live, join me in Share Your Brilliance trainings on Facebook. That's all I have for today. Be brilliant and have a great weekend. Bye for now.